Hello, I'm Kevin Kwanlaux, CEO of Chamber Music America. Each year, members of our board and I come together to share a report of CMA's standing in the field and where we're headed in the year ahead. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you, our members. Every accomplishment you'll hear about today reflects the collective efforts of artists, educators, presenters, administrators, volunteers, donors, and supporters across the country who continue to invest in Chamber Music America and the field we serve. I'd also like to begin by doing something that leaders rarely do. Pause. Pause and appreciate the past year. Because this is a year that deserves reflection. And before we talk about where we're headed, it's important to recognize how far this organization has come since last June. Membership is returning to pre-pandemic levels. Conference registration is outpacing previous years. Grant making is widening. New educational initiatives are taking root. And major institutions are increasingly choosing to align themselves with Chamber Music America. At a time when many arts and culture organizations are contracting, CMA is expanding its investment in artists, ensembles, educators, students, and the field at large. And while my colleagues and I will spend the next several minutes sharing facts, figures, and accomplishments, what excites me most is not the numbers themselves. It's what they represent. A growing community of people who believe in what we are building together. To reflect on what this year has meant for our field and our community, I'd like to introduce CMA Board President, Nick Pon.
Thank you, Kevin. One of the great privileges of serving as president of Chamber Music America is witnessing the extraordinary breadth of this community. Across the country, artists, ensembles, presenters, educators, students, and supporters continue to demonstrate the vitality, relevance, and resilience of chamber music. This past year, CMA deepened its commitment to that community in meaningful ways. One of the most visible examples came this past November when CMA and Cello Bello came together to create CMA's acquisition of the renowned Digital Resource Library. That event brought together artists, educators, and institutional leaders, all gathered around a shared belief in the value of music education and the importance of community. Going forward, Cello Bello's extensive video library will be housed on CMA's website, and we are planning a full day of live masterclasses led by exceptional artists during our upcoming national conference. Cello Bello's future activities are guided by an esteemed advisory board chosen by Paul Katz to preserve its legacy as he entrusts stewardship of this extraordinary educational resource to Chamber Music America. Trust in CMA is also what led Thea Musgrave and Peter Mark to establish a transformational $250,000 gift, one of the largest in our organization's history, to create a new grant program that positions CMA as a steward of her lasting contribution to chamber music. The Thea Musgrave Performance Fund is one of two new programs launched this year. The Empowerment for Impact and Growth Grant and its accompanying Impact Accelerator learning curriculum was designed to help ensembles thrive by building sustainable systems for long-term artistic and organizational success. Together, these initiatives reflect CMA's continued evolution beyond grant making alone, pairing monetary support with mentorship and continued education. In all, CMA awarded approximately $1.3 million through 79 grants this year. That support benefited 425 artists, 29 presenting organizations, and 70 unique ensembles across more than 15 states. At the same time, CMA continued expanding its creative engagement work, growing programs in Chicago and the Bronx, while exploring new opportunities across the country. We are demonstrating that chamber music is not merely an art form. It is a tool for connection, for expression, for belonging, and for transformation. It's work that matters. And increasingly, people and funders outside our field are recognizing its value. To review CMA's financial outlook and organizational health, I'd like to introduce CMA Board Chair Nick Sisko.
Thank you, Nick. As board chair, one of my responsibilities is helping ensure that Chamber Music America remains strong, not only for today, but for the artists, ensembles, presenters, educators, and communities who will rely on it tomorrow. Financial stewardship is one of the ways we honor that responsibility. When I began my term as board chair last year, our organization was working to substantially reduce its operating deficit, and we projected a 60% improvement over fiscal year 2025. I'm pleased to share that the team has not only delivered on that promise, but exceeded it. We now anticipate closing fiscal year 2026 having reduced the deficit by an additional 50% beyond those projections. This is a remarkable achievement and one of the most significant financial turnarounds in CMA's recent history. Through rigor, collaboration, and disciplined financial management, Chamber Music America is positioning itself for long-term sustainability. I want to emphasize that this progress is not the result of pulling back. Quite the opposite. CMA is leaning in, adding programs, expanding partnerships, investing in artists, and planning one of the most ambitious national conferences in our history. Funders, supporters, and partners believe in this work, and the result is a stronger, healthier, and more resilient organization. Through deliberate cost containment, improved systems, and steady growth in membership, philanthropy, sponsorship, and earned revenue, CMA enters fiscal year 2027 from a position of increasing strength. To share more about where the future is leading us, I'd like to introduce CMA Chair-elect Carlton Ford.
Thank you, Nick. As chair-elect, I've spent much of this year thinking about what comes next. Not only for Chamber Music America, but for the field we serve. And I keep returning to a simple question. What does the next 50 years of chamber music look like? What does it sound like? In 2027, Chamber Music America will celebrate its 50th anniversary. 50 years ago, a small group of musicians came together around a shared belief in the importance and the power of chamber music. Today, that community spans all 50 states and includes thousands of artists, educators, presenters, administrators, advocates, and supporters. In just 2 months, we will gather in Chicago. We will celebrate extraordinary artistic achievement. We will honor those who shaped our field, and we will engage in meaningful conversations about what we do and where we go next. Because the future of chamber music will not be determined by tradition alone. It will be shaped by imagination, by innovation, and by inclusivity, and by our willingness to invest in the next generation. The work is already underway through growing partnerships with conservatories and universities, competitions, and educational organizations all across the country. Through collaborations with organizations like Fishoff, Coltman, MTNA, and many others. And through strategic investments that position Chamber Music America at the center of the musical journey, from student to professional, from emerging artist to established leader. Following Chicago, we will launch a national campaign celebrating CMA's 50th anniversary, not simply as a reflection of our past, but as an investment in our shared future. Together, with members, donors, foundations, and visionary supporters, we will work to expand opportunity, strengthen the programs our field depends upon, and build the resources necessary for the next generation of chamber music leaders. The future of this field will not be built by any one organization alone. It will be built by all of us, together. And with that, I'd like to return the conversation to our CEO, Kevin Kwan Laux.
Thank you, Carlton. One of the things that gives me the greatest optimism about CMA's future is the momentum we are seeing across every area of the organization. In recent months, we've welcomed new institutional partners,
including the Staines Institute at Ravinia, Eastman School of Music, New England Conservatory, Vanderbilt University's Blair School of Music, the University of Michigan, and others.
These relationships are creating pathways for students, faculty, administrators, and emerging leaders to engage with Chamber Music America in meaningful ways. If we want Chamber Music America to thrive for the next 50 years, we must engage the next generation today. And that work is already underway. In many ways, that vision was signaled by our acquisition of Cello Bello. What began as a bold idea less than a year ago has quickly become a new reality for Chamber Music America. We are no longer simply serving today's field. We are helping cultivate tomorrow's. This year, CMA also strengthened its voice nationally. Whether in Washington, D.C., or communities across the country, we continue advocating for arts education, cultural investment, and the essential role artists play in civic life. Advocacy is not an event. It is a commitment. And Chamber Music America has become one of the most respected voices representing our field. This past year, I've had the privilege of representing Chamber Music America in concert halls, classrooms, foundations, boardrooms, congressional offices, and communities across the country. And everywhere I go, I hear a similar message. People are paying attention. People are noticing the work. People are noticing the momentum. People are noticing the leadership. I'll close with this. 3 years ago, many of our conversations centered around stability. Today, our conversations center around significance. That transformation belongs to all of us. Together, we have built something stronger, more resilient, more ambitious, more trusted. As we approach our 50th anniversary, I believe Chamber Music America is not simply celebrating its history. We are helping shape the future of our field. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your partnership and trust. And thank you for believing in this organization. The best chapters in Chamber Music America's story are still ahead of us. And I look forward to writing them together.